Afternoon, everybody. I'm using a device that had gotten corrupted by some site on Twitter, and my phone kept locking up. Well, I removed the Twitter account. I removed my Google account, and then I was able to reset the phone. I got back my telephone number, my voicemail number to call after I reset the phone. And when I first went onto the internet, I didn't intend to become what other people helped me become. I just wanted to expose the city's sidewalks and a lack of wheelchair ramps. And I did that quite well. Became the city of Atlanta's biggest pain in the ass in the process, but that's okay. Ah, Lord have mercy. Becoming a celebrity was unintended, much less a legend. But there may be a lot of people that don't like my politics. Well, all I got to say is get some thicker skin. Because I'm going to voice my opinion whether somebody wants me to or not. I don't believe in censorship. And I got censored a lot on Twitter. I even had 2 of my sites deleted. I was on page number 7 on Twitter. But now, I'm no longer on Twitter, so... Yeah. Sorry, Jack, you can't censor me anymore. Talk to y'all later. The mail-in ballots being collected. There's a good long line of people voting in person, though. Are they willing to sacrifice? Are they listening to the empty words and empty promises? Majority of them, I would say yes. Especially younger people.
He did it laying flat on his back. Now what happens? Now we see who can still believe. Who wants to? Who needs to? A few million people saw you last night, right? A few million? Some of them will believe you.
Some are going to want to punch me in the head. Some will want to fire me. Some may decide I'm too crazy to live with.
We can't worry about those. The ball is rolling.
Yeah, right over me.
Don't be a malcontent. I'll watch over you.
And while you're watching over me, would you mind watching the road, too?
I'd rather watch a nice sunset. For laughs. You know, Voltaire may have had me pegged right. He said I was a comedian playing to an audience who was afraid to laugh. But seriously, put down that man and women persons. Their existence means exactly and precisely. Not more, not one tiny bit less. Just what they think it means and what I think doesn't count at all.
all men are created equal. And when he created Adam and Eve, he created them naked. Because he knew that if he had to create clothing, they would have needed pockets. And then you would have to have something to put in them. The root of all evil.
Run to the left. I mean, Stacey Abrams proved that 2 years ago. She was successful in the fact that she didn't win, but she really was very close. But the message for Senator Loeffler that she's trying to get to voters basically is this is not just about Georgia. I mean, this is about the balance of power in the Senate. And do Georgians really want to give Senator Schumer the majority leader title? And also, you know, folks like Bernie Sanders, chairman of the Senate Budget Committee. And those are some of the issues that she's talking about. Now, on the flip side, Raphael Warnock is really digging into those issues that Democrats care about, and especially the left-leaning Democrats. He calls himself a pro-choice pastor.
Dollars from the same program he criticized. John Ossoff can't be trusted. There's too many lies, and embracing socialism makes him too radical for Georgia. The Senate Leadership Fund is responsible for the content of this advertising. $1 million from the same program he criticized. John Ossoff can't be trusted. There's too many lies, and embracing socialism makes him too radical for Georgia. The Senate Leadership Fund is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Recovery, our freedom. Radicals John Ossoff and Raphael Warnock are on their team. The liberal gang wants amnesty for illegals, expensive government-run health care, defunding police. With Ossoff and Warnock, Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer will control Congress. Georgia can stop them. Reject radicals Raphael Warnock and John Ossoff.
Big Jim has gone to meet the Big G. Big Jim was an inspiration to me. Once when I was a kid, he caught me stealing the hubcaps off his packet. He said to me, "Kid, don't steal the hubcaps. Steal the whole car." Well, we're gonna miss you, Big Jim. We sure are. There won't be a guy like you around for a long time.
That calls for a sacrifice. Are you willing to make a sacrifice?
How are we supposed to use a sidewalk when they're blocked by an electric scooter? There definitely ain't no 5 foot on this sidewalk. Hell, the sidewalk isn't 5 foot wide. It's only about 4 foot. And that scooter's taking half of it up. And it's a bird.
Will happen almost no matter what the outcome of the election is, and that is we have to deal with this COVID crisis. We have to fund it. We have to make sure it's free and available to over 300 million Americans, and it's going to be a gigantic logistical undertaking. It's going to cost a lot of money to get it done, and we have to get it done. But it would make it a lot easier because the 2 senators, Ossoff, who's running as one of the Democrats, and Reverend Warnock as the other Democrat, they share my values and my views in terms of what needs to be done in terms of jobs, the economy, winning back the ability for people to get good paying jobs, and making sure we take care of people now. And their opponents have sided with President Trump all the way down the line, who doesn't share that value. They've not supported the emergency funding we need right now. So it get things moving along much quicker.
I don't understand what Joe Biden is talking about. The tests are free and the vaccine is free. So I don't understand what he has to get accomplished with Congress. It's already free, Joe. By the way, when was the last time you had a test done?
Fox 5's Deidre Dukes breaks down the numbers for us.
With early voting now underway in Georgia and the Senate runoff just 3 weeks out, Matt Towery, founder of Insider Advantage and retired Fox 5 political analyst, says the polls conducted Monday night shows the candidates in Georgia's 2 Senate runoffs running neck and neck.
It is a statistical dead heat in Georgia.
A new Insider Advantage poll has Senator David Perdue with 49% to Jon Ossoff's 48%, with 3% of voters undecided. In the other race, Senator Kelly Loeffler is also polling at 49%, Reverend Raphael Warnock with 48%, with 3% of voters undecided. There is a 4.4% margin of error.
I think this poll is telling us where this race is. There's no room to spare here. It's just a matter of who hits the accelerator and gets their people out to the polls, because as far as the actual...
Think about that.
Yeah, still no stimulus check.
We get police defunded. Illegal immigrants voting. Your private health insurance taken away. Military gutted.
All right, let's bring in the panel one more time. And Lori, I'll begin with you. Brad Raffensperger suggested the president was...
Georgia in ultra-cold freezers. They will be used to store the roughly 5,800 doses. The CDC recommends priority for the vaccine be given to healthcare workers and residents of long-term care facilities. We'll have much more on the vaccine coming up later in the newscast tonight. As the nation sees the first COVID-19 vaccine administered, we also...
How are we supposed to use a sidewalk when they're blocked by an electric scooter? There definitely ain't no 5 foot on this sidewalk. Hell, the sidewalk isn't 5 foot wide. It's only about 4 foot. And that scooter's taking half of it up. And it's a bird.
That calls for a sacrifice. Are you willing to make a sacrifice?